what his title is. He said no title. He also asked that I specifically did not use his last name because he's this show's Madonna.
Yeah.
You look good, girl.
Thank you.
And
you
now,
too.
please, rise? No, you can stay seated. For your mayor, Mr. Dan Harmon.
Cameron Esposito. Yep. I'm in a good mood. I poked your belly backstage.
Oh, yeah.
And I gave
went,
you a little Pillsbury poke.
Yeah.
Have I ever done that before?
Oh, yeah, all the time. And you, the weird thing is you always ask me if you've done it before. No, it's never happened
moment spirals into realization.
What
of
did you like
alcoholism.
about it? No, we've never done it before. It was a spontaneous, magical moment we shared.
It's the kind of thing normal people do, and my relationship with you is based on something stronger than normality, which is our undiagnosed spectral disorders, like whatever they may be. Like we have an axis of friendship that is based on pragmatism and you know, things you can measure. But it's also sometimes it gets lonely. Sometimes you look around and you wonder, should you? Well, what am I just going to die? Am I going to turn into a skeleton? And then there's going to be we talked on Mother's Day about the family and what are our obligations to family.
Yeah.
And boy, I love getting those tweets when you guys like want to flaunt your normality.
Yeah.
It's always good. Just fire off a tweet to a stranger if you listen to their podcast and just tell them how their family works. It's like that's not a stupid thing to do. That's not going to trigger anyone. Your family's probably identical to anyone in the world, right?
Especially if you heard them on a podcast. That seals the deal.
I mean, my family is identical. Hey, Dan, can I just ask you a point of order? Spencer, belly poke overshirt or undershirt?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Did you poke him?
I pulled my shirt up.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask. I mean, because honestly, I feel like as a woman in Hollywood, it's really important to be treated, the same way as anybody else. And so, just if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Equality.
But we're not all created equal. That's like that. It's a thing. It's a belly thing. My finger is bruised on what I assume is a washboard.
Oh yeah, it's a real washboard under there.
That's not a flat lesbian superhero like trampoline.
Is that what it looks like on the outside of my clothes when you look at me?
No, that's what I felt like. I was like, oh man.
Oh yeah.
You're like a Barbie doll. It's just it's like solid plastic, but not in an artificial sense.
Yeah. No,
you're a woman of substance, but your body is obviously lithe, and she's gay, and I'm not married. I'm not married.
This is making me feel so good. Please don't feel like you have to stop. If I felt great about my body, I wouldn't be a stand-up comic.
It's obnoxious. Everything I do. Okay.
Well, I just thought it was super normal. Like I didn't even think, this is a weird thing. So maybe we're becoming even more normal
through each other.
Yeah. Like we're leveling up.
That'd be nice. I think. Okay, I'm just looking for... I don't know what to talk about first. Just give me a second. Don't act like... you're not entitled to anything. Yes, you are. $10 worth of... So sorry, I didn't mean to lash out at you. You also drove through heavy traffic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to do better than that. I acknowledge my crime. I express remorse, and I'll do something to change it. Okay, that was generic, but you get the idea.
The finish line.
We were walking here out of
right,
Pikey.
all of us.
No, myself, my lover Cody, and my squire Steve Levy, and we walked past. There was a guy standing in a doorway, and I don't know what the PC. If so. We used to just, 5 years ago, we'd just go, homeless. You go, it's a homeless guy. And we kind of all go, yeah. And then we start to think, well, wait, what if he has a home, but he's just like, he's, what do you say, dirty? He was a person of dirt. It was a filth American.
I think you should keep going.
Just keep grabbing at straws.
Yeah, it feels like you're going in the right direction.
Yeah. I will definitely hit a perfect sensitive spot. Yeah, that's how sensitivity works. Just throw shit against the wall. That's not how racism starts.
Yeah.
What is he, a peanut, a bean?
I mean, I think we should talk about whether or not this person deserved it. You know what I mean? Just get right to that.
Yeah.
I would definitely say no because I'm a rebel. I think our economic system is flawed. I think I'm overpaid for what I do. I'm sure he's underpaid for lurking in the doorway. I would give him at least $1 more an hour to do that than and take it away from the job of complaining about networks.
I like this. This is kind of nice because you're the Bernie, I'm the Hillary.
Oh. Are you? We have
not about people that live on the street, but just about every other issue. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I agree with you on that. But
Can I be Trump? Okay.
I think Trump's success is due to the idea that we can all be Trump.
Right.
It has so little to do with acquiring anything and so much to do with letting go of so much that has burdened us.
Yeah. I hate stuff.
Yeah. It's like, what if my brain was a rocket in its final stage and all of the thrusters fell away, leaving only the lizard cortex. Just like, I'm a winner, you're a loser. And you just hit the moon and blow it up and sell the chunks to yourself and then lie about how much you did and just fucking like that guy's amazing. He's okay. So we were walking and we walked past a lurker in a doorway, a Skeksis, and Dark Crystal. Look it up. And so he like just as we got like it was like this is like. It's a normal sight. There's a person in the doorway. There's no threat. Nothing's going to happen. And then right as my ear was in his mouth, he made this sound, and I wrote it down. I spelled it Ploump. He went, like right as I went, he went, plump! And she scared the shit out of me. I jumped, and I like a cat seeing a pickle. Look it up, YouTube. Cats think. Have you seen the cat pickle videos?
Cucumber,
I don't know anything about this.
Cucumbers, yeah, but I bet a pickle would work for a smaller cat.
Yeah.
Cats think that.
What do they think it is?
That cats.
A snake.
Cats. That's the theory. I'd like to think we don't know.
There's a couple theories.
Cats. Like there's just a million YouTube montages of people. If you put a cucumber out of the line of sight of a cat, when the cat sees the cucumber, it freaks the fuck out. It leaps 10 feet in the air, and it's like because it thinks. I guess it thinks it's a snake.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Chicago, so I understand that reaction to raw vegetables. Heyo, a lot of meat in that area. Not for me.
You're suspicious. You're suspicious of
I'm a
the
sushi regular. What?
So the guy went plop. And I freaked out, but when I looked at him, he wasn't looking at me. And I was marveling at it once we were a tasteful block away. I'm not going to talk shit about the, as I walk through King's Landing, I'm not going to talk about the lowborn like in front of them. I wait until we're near the Red Keep or whatever it's called, and then I said, "What was that all about?" That guy scared the living piss out of me. And then he wasn't looking at me, so he wasn't doing it for my benefit. It's just kind of weird. And then Steve Levy said, "Isn't it possible he had schizophrenia?" Beat. And I was like, "Yeah, great. What the fuck? Fuck you." Okay, great. Yes, of course it's possible. Yes, it's very likely.
It feels like
under that umbrella, what was his motivation? And then Cody said, my girlfriend said, I think he might have been signaling the other guy because there was another guy coming up the sidewalk, and they did have some kind of rapport. I have nowhere to go with this story, but it's just that's the opposite of schizophrenia. That's like velociraptor signaling. the idea that's like high functioning like shit, and the other theory is that the guy thought I was a dragon, or I'm not making fun. I am making fun of mental illness. I'm generating fun out of it. I'm not trivializing the pain one endures when one is mentally ill.
It's bizarre to move to Los Angeles and see, because it's beautiful outside, and so you don't have to seek services. Again, I'm from Chicago,
You
so
could
there's
theoretically live.
You could live.
I'm from Milwaukee.
Outdoor for a very long time, and so people don't seek services. Also, LA is really shitty at providing this stuff. This is why at Harmontown we are working hard to turn that around. Right, Dan? One of your major.
Certainly, all proceeds from Nerdmelt tonight are probably going to the homeless.
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
I talked to them about that.
They said yes. But it's intense because it's definitely it sounds like maybe you figured out what had happened there. Like sometimes you see some. Well, sometimes you see sometimes you see a person on the street and you want to say to yourself, what happened here? Because I'm not a super amazing person. I'm just a regular guy. I got cool jackets, but I'm just a regular guy. How did I get so lucky to live this life? And then my motivation to say nonsense words at a loud volume, I'm able to suppress.
Right.
And so then it's like, well,
right.
Congratulations to me.
Right. And then I look, imagine me, I mean, you seem like a more tactful person in general than me.
Obviously.
I'm one step closer to that guy because I actually have a reputation for saying things out loud that you're not supposed to say at the wrong time. So like I'm one step. I definitely.
And you've got that beard going on. I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
I always go like there, but for the grace of God, like it's just like it's a drop of this and a pinch of that, and it's like and also within the context of our society. So that's even more tragic because it's like I think about when people have like oppositional defiant disorder. It's like, oh, geez, what a prick. That guy doesn't know how to work at a Kinko's. But it's like 500 years ago, which is it's no time at all in terms of humanity. Like, I'm sure oppositional defiant disorder was like made you like the captain of the Kingsmen.
World's best knight.
Yeah,
yes.
like you were probably like really paid to have like a hugely like dramatic personality, and now we're just like I feel bad for anybody who has no choice but to be like blarf.
Right, their shit doesn't fit into our shit. Maybe our shit's the problem. Also, you know what else? For folks that might even be here, or folks that are able to deal with their stuff through like, maybe medication, other stuff like that. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, we never celebrate
something
it.
has happened. We don't celebrate that enough. We don't talk about people that are functional.
When you walk, next time you walk past a crazy person on the street, take the time to say, "Yay, I'm sane," and then say to them, "I'm sorry you're crazy." It'll make everything better. Okay, so were you ever in a bar or a restaurant and you got brought like a drink and it looked kind of tasty and you were like kind of surprised, and then the waiter was like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry," and like took it to a different table?
Yeah, for sure. What'd you get that happened?
I was in New York and I was with somebody and that happened, and then we were joking about the fact that actually, what if that was a cool thing that if you're super rich, like that was a delicacy where when you order your drink, you're like I'll have the usual Smithers, and he goes like Manhattan, straight up, a pinch of lime, briefly brought to the wrong table, then taken away. Right away, sir. And that every time that's happening to you, there's just like some cool ass dude that's made it to that level and is paying $580 for their drink. And it's not about it's just like they're convinced that they can just taste a hint of your disappointment. That's the vermouth.
If that's a service, they should combine that with somebody making enough eye contact with you that you think they're saying hi to you, but then they're saying hi to somebody behind you. They brought that shit together.
If you could bottle that,
you get a drink for a second. They wave to you. Oh my God, who are you? I'm trying to place you. Thanks for getting me at the airport, stranger. Oh, them.
How many times has that happened to you versus how many times have you perceivably accidentally done that to somebody? Because I feel like I've never done that to anybody, but I'm constantly getting milked. No,
There is another thing that's happening more and more, and I don't know how. I mean, obviously you're recognizable from this, but I will say, my face is something that I sell for my business. And you sell your television show. I sell this face.
She makes organic
masks to be worn by Kim Basinger in the original Batman, as you know. But my point is,
I never saw that.
Fuck you. Fuck you. That's very funny what I just said.
Now that cannot be ignored.
No, so something I will do very frequently is like somebody looks at me, I kind of assume something is going on. The best example of this, Dan, if I may, is that when we first moved to Los Angeles, went to the dog park with my wife Rhea, who you know, and I said to Rhea, that woman over there recognizes me. And then Rhea said, no, that is Sarah Paulson. You recognize her.
That's fantastic.
That's all right. I'm 50 years too young for her anyway.
Okay. All right. New topic.
Moving on.
I think we're doing great.
We're killing it.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
No, you are. I think it's you.
Oh, Dan, I think this is a nice pairing. I feel honored.
Spencer, you're doing great.
No, I think it's her.
All right. So here's a half-baked thought. I don't think I've talked about this up here before, but my brain is Swiss cheese, and every day is an adventure. Someone just stop me. Really stop me if like I talked about this 3 weeks ago.
Should somebody stop
I don't want to be that guy.
Really?
I feel like okay, so like ugly people.
No, this sounds new.
Oh, I had a chance there. I should have. I feel like race in America. No, I feel like so ugly people and attractive people should be better friends. And I don't know if they'd outnumber everyone who's neither ugly nor attractive, but I'm curious about that because I know for sure that the clothing industry, the concept of fashion, was neither developed nor is depended upon by the ugly or the attractive, because as we all know, attractive people can wear anything and not to cross any boundaries. But what reminded me of this is your wife walked into the green room wearing a baseball jersey.
Oh, looked amazing.
She's wearing a baseball uniform.
Pants and like the socks pulled up to halfway up the calf, and she had a baseball cap on and stuff. But she's Rhea Butcher, so it was like, yeah, well, come out and show him.
It's great. Look at this.
Rhea, pull your shirt down in the back. Pull your shirt down in the back. Thanks. You're welcome.
Aw.
Okay.
You see this?
It's because she came from a baseball game.
Oh.
Right. Well, but I thought, because I was like, oh, it's like Andrew McCarthy wearing bowling shoes and mannequin. Like it's like that could have easily just been a fashion choice.
Absolutely.
Because an attractive person can wear anything, and then everyone would just be like, oh, should I be wearing that? So can an ugly person. I wear whatever the fuck I want, and everyone's like, okay, well, I'm assuming he got lost somewhere and confused. So I have no beef with attractive people, and nor they with me. We don't have to fight about fashion and rules of clothing and color coordination or shape or anything like that. It's these medium people. These people for whom the slightest variation in a shirt or pant can make all the difference. In this war where oh God, it's a game of yards and inches. Their tyranny we suffer from, and I have a feeling there's way more ugly and attractive people than there are these. Who are these mythical fucking schlubnubs? These Mugdorfs. What do they call them in Harry Potterson?
Don't you feel like there's a
these Mickelnicks?
It's that's what it is. It's McNuggets. You're thinking of McNuggets. By the way...
Oh, shit. God damn it. Not to get off on a tangent.
No, but like 2 nights ago, I was about to go to sleep. Then the last thought I had before I went to sleep, and I did tweet this, but this is the first time I've ever said it out loud, besides to Rhea. But last night, the last thought I had as my eyes were closing, I sat right up in bed and I said, oh, chicken nuggets are chicken nougat. Think about that. Do you know, like, nougat texture? Have you ever seen a nugget get made? A chicken nugget is chicken nougat. That's amazing. That a human brain can come up with that? Anyway, I don't mean to, like, toot my own horn, but Jesus. Sidebar. But my point is... Dude, but, like, chicken nuggets are chicken nougat. Do you know what I'm saying, though,
I know.
Dan?
I got distracted by something. I remembered something tangentially related.
Was it chicken nuggets or chicken nougat?
No, it's I just remembered because you're talking about talking. I attacked my girlfriend physically in my sleep.
I'm sorry that happened to her. How'd that happen?
I was having a dream that in the dream, a man who looked like my brother, but who was Jeff Davis. I had the voice of Jeff Davis, but the face of my brother. I remember
that
about
mask
the dream is
also.
that they were just antagonizing me, and they just kept antagonizing me, and they were like threatening me, and like they were doing everything they could. The dream culminated in me going, "That's it! I'm gonna solve this problem." The way my archetype, I guess, in their cortex, like, and I woke up to Cody going like, "Baby, whoa!" and I was like hitting her face. Now, luckily, there wasn't a 1-to-1 analog to like what I was doing in the dream, in which I was like He-Man. I don't know if they chalk that up to just bad. I'm just not fit, or I would hope that it's like no matter how hard you try to kill someone, like in your. But she, I just felt. You were mentioning the.
How did she respond? Is she okay? Is everything all right?
It doesn't even make any sense how she responded. She was like, baby, you're sleeping. Wake up. And I was like. Oh, and then I was like, oh God, I'm on it. She's like, it's fine.
Well, that makes tons of sense. I am terrified of everything. I can't watch scary movies. I have a lifelong fear of the dark. I sleep with the lights on, and like a lot as an adult now. When I'm out of town, Rhea is a sleepwalker, and she will wake up in the middle of the night. She'll sit up in bed and go, no. All
right, let's bring out Rhea Butcher, everybody.
That's true, though.
Actually, I should have waited until.
Go there.
If you sit, then it means that I get to sit, and I'm so fat.
But I want to have a theory. Let's talk about this for 1 second. But I do want to address what you said, because you know what else, Dan? Hey, this is my thought on this. I think really attractive, really unattractive. I think that's an overlapper. That's a zipper.
Oh, you're back to that because you
down.
fucking ejector seated from that shit.
I know.
I was talking about that, and you're like, McNuggets.
I'm sorry.
I was like, fine.
I mean, I agree that that's also important, what I said about chicken nuggets or chicken nougat, but I do think that human faces have, like, elicit a reaction from us. There's a stupid meme that's been everywhere that's like Angelina Jolie and Steve Buscemi at the same age, and it's like, what in the world? They look exactly the same. Have people seen this?
No.
They look exactly the same. They have the same face.
Hi, Rhea. Is it true? Is it true you're a psychopath in your sleep?
Yes, 100% true.
Do you walk?
Well, I get up. I don't know.
Because I talk the talk in my
sleep.
Sure,
yeah. I mean, I talk a lot in my sleep, and then I also get up. And then I sort of do this.
For non-subscribers, no matter how attractive the person, not a position you want to find them in.
You cannot make sleepwalking look good. I don't care how hot
activity.
You are. You're always going to be like...
Like standing over your wife?
I did that once. I started tucking me into bed. The worst.
Pretty bad.
And you're like you're awake and going like, "Thank you."
Tapping me.
Everything must be tucked. Untucked things must be tucked or die. I'm tucked, thank you. Your job is done. Back to sleepy time.
But it is like full on screaming. No. Then right back to bed. Then oh no. Then we have an ensuite bathroom that had a short.
Yeah, that's right. Ensuite is what you just said.
Yeah. What was that? Almost drifted away. I guess I went to my lobe where I was like straight guilt. I was like, it's lesbian talk.
Lesbian talk.
On sweet means like they respect you as an equal.
Full of dildos. That's what it means.
It's a wall of dildos.
Deodorant, dildo toothbrush.
It's when you walk in there and you go, oh, sweet. That's why it's called that.
It's just a bunch of chapstick and Subaru owner's manuals. I don't know.
Yeah. You got it.
I'm trying to...
That's what I brush my teeth with. Just a Subaru manual.
I'm right up to date on my lesbian cliches. Yeah. I swear I looked it up just decades ago.
Yeah.
Anyways...
that means a bathroom that's connected to your bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay. So ensuite. Wait.
You walk through it to get to another room.
It just means it's connected to your bedroom, so you can see.
All
it
right,
from your bedroom.
Property Brothers, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan Silver
That's
Scott.
the only reason I use that word is because you can see it from our bed.
Right.
And for a while there was a short in our light switch, and in the middle of the night it would turn on, the lights would turn on, and there was no one in there. So imagine, like, you wake up, your wife is like, no! Goes back to bed, lights go on.
Pretty terrifying. But not for me. I was asleep the whole time. So
then our little 8-pound dog gets up, starts like...
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Dogs know what's up.
I know! Dogs can see ghosts, like, for sure.
For sure.
I had a girlfriend in my 20s. I was visiting my parents, and I was in bed with her, and I thought I was awake, and I thought I rolled over in my wakefulness and thought that I recognized that there was a gray alien in bed with me, just mocking me and going like, ugh! And I did what you would do. I went like, ah! And like pushed the alien away, because if a gray alien climbs into bed with you and pulls the covers over itself and waits for you to roll over,
waits it out,
it's probably, if you start to push it away, you'll have the element of surprise.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my god,
it's not going to expect you to do that.
That weird gray alien is like, oh no, my plan has
I had
been
no
foiled.
idea he would react like a monkey would.
Oh, pushing, no! God.
Retreat, call off the global strike. They know how to flail.
Push.
I covered most of my body with the quilt. We'll have no success in this invasion. Signed, Marco Polonio. Meep mop moop. He's like the... anyways.
I get it.
Advanced guy. Well, I guess that's the end of the story. I'm just alarmed that I'm capable of let's face it, violence in my sleep that will affect my lover. I was very, very disconcerting to me.
I also recently woke up because I haven't been walking around, but I have been waking myself up. Usually, like, I'll fall asleep at 11, and then I wake up an hour later and I go, every night. So I sleep well, is what I'm saying. And the other night, I fell asleep, and then an hour later, I had a dream wherein I was being shot. Like, point blank, like this close. Somebody had a gun and shot me in the gut, and I went, and I can't even make the noise again because I actually made the noise that I would make if I was shot. And it was because I woke up and was like, oh my God, that's what it'd be like to be shot. And that's the sound I'm going to make? Damn it.
No, I didn't think I could fear getting shot more than... Now when the bullet's coming, I'm going to be like, this isn't going to end well.
Look at how tough I am.
Oh, man.
I thought maybe I would be one of those people that just stands there with a blank face while their guts spray
it
on behind them. Because maybe the one thing you can count on me to do is just be so lazy and unalert that I get shot and I look like John Wayne. Because I'm like, I didn't know what... okay. I talk in my sleep apparently like constantly. Cody is charmed by it and records it. Here's some more things about Cody. Again, apparently if you hit her in the face while she's sleeping, she will wake up, say, "Stop hitting me, you're asleep," and then when you are mortified, she'll go, "It's okay," and go to sleep. Whereas for instance, I had a girlfriend once who apparently had I awoke to a girlfriend smashing me in the face with her open palm because she was dreaming that I had a centipede on my face.
Oh, Christ.
How her augmented dream reality included the real topography of my real face, and she's like, "But I mean, what am I talking? Who am I to talk? Why was I in bed with an alien at my parents' house in Florida?" But I don't remember being magnanimous. It's not like I believe I looked at it as an opportunity to be outraged, waking up to being smashed in the face.
Yeah.
I didn't. It never occurred to me that it was an opportunity to be forgiving or cool at all. I was more like, shopping spree. I get to be like, what the fuck, man? I'm sorry. No, it's just, fucking what fuck, man? Just like, you go to bed with someone and, it's like a social contract. It's like you fucking, I give you my heart. A centipede dream? That's what you think of me? I don't know if I did all of that, but I feel like that's what I did.
You got some of that in. That's nice.
So I'm with a girlfriend who it's like there's a well, I'm not going to spiral into self-deprecation, but she's a better person than me, and I don't deserve her. And she has recordings of me. Oh, she's also charmed my gibberish sleep talk, because I just say. I don't even use parts of speech. I just say, like, it's hard to do an impression of it because I'm just like
speaking in tongues.
Yeah,
because I did it also.
Octopus, rainbow, it's like there's no verbs or nouns. They're just used.
I'm gonna go take it to the thing, and then we go and say that. That's what I usually say, which is just like music to all of your ears, I'm sure.
Yeah, but for real, none of that comes out of your mouth. Do you know that?
I know.
You don't really say that shit.
Then what do I say?
No!
Okay.
No!
I used to say more. I used to say more than no because I was a child and I didn't understand the world yet. Now I'm an adult and I'm just like, no!
Hey,
that explains
I'm halfway to death right now. No!
Hey, Cody, if you're listening, you don't have it won't pay off, so you don't have to do this. But if you have the audio file, that video file that you took of me talking in my sleep in Palm Springs, and you text it to me, I'll be able to access it fast. Wow. If you've just tuned in, this is
a great show.
Harmontown. Behind the scenes. Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you guys a choice of what we talk about next.
Yeah.
Okay. We talked about Plump. Talked about the ordering the drink thing. I thought I really shined there. That really landed. It's like, did I make a mistake giving up stand-up? That was great. We could talk about Beyonce, Kanye.
Oh my! Wait, what?
Big Otters.
I think we got a full stop on Beyonce.
Sorry.
I just mean, we can also. Oh, did you say otters?
But we can do both. We can get to it. But Beyonce is a bigger otter.
We can talk about Beyonce and otters so much. Yeah. I got so much to say about those two topics. But best way to see Beyonce surrounded by otters for real.
Yeah. Like when you watch this, what is this, Lemonade? Is that her? Is it like I have a lot of 43-year-old questions about what's happening.
What is this, Lemonade? Does she like to drink it? I don't understand. What's going on? She's struggling with the feelings of the adultery concept, and but the crazy thing is that it's through his label. But is he producing it? Is he like behind a board when she's like producing those songs and going like, okay, baby, let's take that again. When you hit the phrase like, I can smell her perfume on your dick. Like, just really lean into it. Like, remember how much it hurts.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't want another shitty album out of you.
When you say boy bye, I want you to also be dividing our bank accounts. You know what? I don't care. That's what I've decided about that question. I'm going to tell you why. I don't know.
I don't actually think he was the producer on those tracks because I read all the track listings and Carter was not one of the names on it. Knowles, however, was a name on every single song on Lemonade. By the way, every single song.
Yeah. Oh, well, because what I was going to say is, I think, you know what? It doesn't matter to me whether or not it's real, or whether or not it happened, or whether or not it's him, or whether or not she wrote those songs. There was like a huge when Lemonade first came out, everybody was like, "Yay!" And then there was weird sad white guy backlash where sad white guys go like, "Well, for a minute we talked about another thing,
right?
Than me, you know."
Right.
And then there was a lot of like she didn't. And what it's amazing. We went to see her at the Rose Bowl.
Yes, we did.
2 weekends ago.
Wait, so just to get back, so there's a sort of that seems like just sort of general internet erosion, like yeah, and I'll definitely as a spokesman for fat white straight guys that are outside that I'll speak. I bet we're very represented in that swarm of people that are like, oh, this thing that was amazing that really just grabbed us, and we all, and then there's just sort of like weird erosion. So I'm curious about the specifics of that. Like people are going like, she doesn't really believe in this. Is that like just sort of questioning the magic of it? That's
like that, and also like, did it happen? When? How much was it? Where were the hotels?
Well,
I want to see the semen. You know, like everybody gets
but she's not singing about. I mean, from my now I'm Beyonce splaining to
right.
I'm Dan-splaining to Beyonce, but I mean, I'm assuming she's not singing about a Columbo plot. She's not here's my evidence. And
she's talking about her.
Yeah, she's talking about the feeling.
She's talking about what's going on for her.
That's what I heard. The 5 minutes I heard of
terrifying
it while my girlfriend was watching on her phone, I heard it was like, oh, she's coping with the feelings. Yeah, like which are largely, it especially doesn't matter whether they're true or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's like empowerment songs. And so in order to make empowerment songs, you have to be wronged. And so, like, she's setting up the idea that she was wronged. Yeah. Also, she's a black woman, so, like, straight up, she's been wronged. Like, for real, like, there's been some times where she has been wronged. I don't know if you guys know that about black people. And women. And a black woman.
Yeah.
Just speaking as a white woman, just trying to tell you guys what it's like to be a black woman.
Because I may be a lesbian, but I'm still white.
Right.
And there's certain duties that are incumbent upon me.
Yes.
Just when you thought I had perspective, damn this lack of melanin. Yeah, okay, so that was us talking about Beyonce. Now I'd like to talk about Kanye.
Oh, great. Let's hear it.
Okay, so stop booking him on your talk shows just so he can talk crazy and then marveling at him talking crazy. I've been over this. He has 7 #1 albums. We've given him permission to be crazy. You know he's crazy. It's like if you invite Gary Busey on your thing, except it's better because Gary Busey doesn't have 7 #1 albums. And it's like, I honestly, I I'm in this guy's corner no matter what he does until he hits somebody. You know, it's like he hasn't pooped or peed or hit anybody. Yeah. And he just all he does is like I read the transcripts of like he was on Ellen and he kept talking and boy it was crazy. It's like, well, what did you think? What did you tell you? What did you? Well, Kanye's going to come out, and so let's put him in our sane segment, and then so he'll just give us the weather, right? And he'll be totally accurate, and we won't have to check that. No, you're like parading him out, and then asking him anything. Kanye, toast. Toast makes me think of Picasso. Picasso makes me think of me. Me is a genius. Einstein's a genius, but nobody can feel this. I can't feel this. When I wore a shirt to jacket, I went to school. That's a fucking it's all about what you do. It's about the rhymes you put on your pants and then you put on your shoes. Stephen Hawking can do it. I can do it. Van Gogh can do it. Who are these people? They're dead now. That's why I feel that Black Lives Matter or whatever. He's like... And everyone's like, oh, he ranted or he's crazy. I just wanted to say,
also amazing?
He needs my support, and I'm on his team.
Hey,
I can't get through a single one of his #1 albums, but I love his personality. There.
Thanks for that. Isn't it interesting that he and Beyonce are having this moment at the same time? They're having like parallel moments, but I think she is very indicative of like the female experience in 2016. I think he's a little bit indicative of the male experience because the most interesting thing he can do right now is like completely melt down. Right. Is have so much power and be like, oh, it's too much, and I am crushed. And then Beyonce's like, you want to see crushed? Look at these thighs. I will sit on you. You know, like women have to be like in charge of their brand, and they're like, fuck you, boys. Also, look at all this. Can't touch it. Get away. Come here. You know, like it's so serious. It's Hillary and Bernie. I'm fucking telling you, dude's hair is crazy.
Oh, we're like
are in power suits. This is where we are, man. 2016, man.
Cameron Esposito's meltdown on Harmontown will leave you speechless. You won't believe what she said. Also, what are those articles? It's like, you're typing about a thing that happened on fucking TV? TV's already on the internet. I fucking hate all of you. It's like, oh, here's a person that's one of the 8 interesting people left in the world because his craziness hasn't fit down the drain yet. like, oh, I'm Picasso. I love Aquafresh. What? Picasso? Aquafresh? Get a room. Noop, doop, doop, click, 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 click. In fact, you're crazy. You're the crazy person. You're a drone.
Did he really say he liked Aquafresh?
No.
Damn.
I don't even listen to this stuff.
Like,
I just
I'm
see
into Kanye now. I like Aquafresh.
But also, like, shout out to Ellen for having, like, multiple video scandals in the last couple months and just, like, staying relevant.
What else did she have? What was her...
Well, just, like, people are yelling about weird... Like, Hillary was on the show, she was dancing, and everybody was like, that's not the right... That's cultural appropriation.
Did she, like, learn the dab
perhaps,
or something like that?
But also, like, I love... Like, way to stay relevant, Ellen. Way to fucking get in there and fight, man. Just keeping your shit going with weird... I mean,
weird animated GIFs.
Yeah, because I just think,
wasn't her
like,
show on every day? It would be weird if she didn't have relevant people on. Like, it's like...
Well, but she's also, like, old school talk show. You know what I mean? Like, James Corden is like, this is a full functioning dance club and airplane inside of a taxi cab. And we are also doing 2 minutes, and everybody that gets in this will be the most famous person you've ever seen. We're doing karaoke where they sing each other's songs. And that one's just like, oh, I'm just going to dance.
Well, she must be doing something right. She's been on the air for I've never seen it. She seems to be having a wonderful time.
Do you know what's weird? I've seen the show. Can you believe that?
Do you know Tig Notaro? Because we were talking about this.
I know Tig.
Hey, you know what, Dan? Good one.
All right.
I've been waiting for like 6 years to do that. Very happy about it.
All right. Peak TV, Cookie Tapper 2, Simon and Garfunkel, Big Otters. Let's. I told the director of Great Minds to come on the show tonight. Let's bring out Heath Cullens. No, you sit there.
There he is.
Oh. You brought your own
bullet.
Your name stuck in my throat. I thought for a second there in my drunkenness, I was like, Cullen. There's an S, right?
S.
Yeah.
S.
Okay.
Yeah, but you didn't call me Keith, so we're okay.
Who decides that? Do you think last names at a certain point were all singular, and then
ours was? It was just a couple of generations ago that we added the S. So your theory is 1 for 1 as far as
I've ruined the show.
So sorry, also about all those vampire books. I'm sure that was rough for a while.
It was hard.
Sorry, guys. Do you not follow vampire books?
Is there
vampires?
Edward Cullens.
Yeah. Well, it's Cullens, singular.
Yeah.
Because he's from a while ago. He's a vampire. He's been around for like a long time.
They immigrated a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right, here's our segment where we talk about otters.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So there's these otters in the...
Let's just show the audience the video.
We can't. There's no way
Well,
to
we
do
got
it.
your phone. It's huge.
Just
You can
pass
pass
your
it
phone.
around.
Don't old shame me. There's these otters, I think, in the Amazon, right?
Amazon, yeah. Amazonian river otters.
Amazon Prime otters?
No, millennial. It's a river. not of savings. When's the last time you've seen the sun? She has dirt from a baseball diamond on her. These otters, they call them river wolves.
That's right.
Terrifying.
But really, that's kind of, I shouldn't have said that, because it's more interesting to think that, okay, there's these otters, but they hunt caiman. You know what caiman are? Fucking alligator and bomb.
I just thought you forgot how to talk about the guys with the very long brow. They lived a while ago.
No, those are cavemen.
Cavemen.
Yeah. No, just like these are don't make the mistake of thinking of caiman as a baby tiny alligator. They come as big as alligators.
Yeah, almost.
No, they're
big enough to be scary.
They're like 5 feet, right? That's what.
Are
5
you?
Feet.
Yeah, but if you see that in front of you, you're not going to be like, oh, that's just 5 feet of a gator. You're going to be like, that's a fucking dinosaur. I'm not going to attack it.
No, I'd probably start biting at it.
And
like
you're an otter.
Right? Yeah.
These otters, they travel in packs, and they because they're not rodents.
No, they're not.
How do you know so much about
hands.
otters?
Well, we were talking about them today on the set.
Aquarium visit.
Oh yeah.
Did you tell me that locusts are just grasshoppers, or is that someone else?
God, no, I would never make that mistake. No, I'm no ichthyologist, but everybody knows that. Come on.
You're not a fish scientist?
Because I'm not that either.
Oh.
But there's a video you could just watch, like 5 otters eat a caiman. They hunt alligator.
And they look cute as shit doing it.
That's it. That's all.
I just imagine them with like headbands on and like little like archery, like a bow and arrow that they made out of like a pencil or something.
Yep. Paperclip, rubber band.
Well, Brian Jakes has taught us that otters use slings. Well, someone will get that. I don't know if they're here, but someone will get that.
Somebody got it.
I think Rhea did make a great point of order, though, before we move on to the next topic, which is that otters have tiny hands. We swam with otters a couple years ago in San Diego, and it's weird because they're little, but they've got full hands. Like, imagine a full hand.
Just imagine
they have 5 fingers.
Just imagine a dog walking up to you, and then that dog goes like, "Hi."
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh my god,
with little nails, and when they want to, they're like, oh, they're gonna maybe swim inside your bathing suit. It's adorable, but then they have little.
Then they get in
hands.
there, and you're like, "Oh my god, oh dear god,
hands!"
Like they could go like this, or they could go like that.
Yeah,
it's opposable.
And I mean, honestly, as a woman, like. Hands in the bathing suit, no problem. That like I'm a lesbian, doesn't matter. Keep going.
Wait, I'm sorry. Back up and what? Only because I'm getting so much pleasure because usually I am the person who's awkwardly saying half thought out things about lesbians.
I was making a hands or dicks joke, but I didn't get there.
I always thought if I was going to be an animal, I'd be an otter. Mm-hmm. Like that would be like because they swim in there. When I seen them in Wisconsin, they float on their back and their bellies stick out of the water, and they eat like seafood off of their belly.
Yeah, they just get a nice surf and turf, and then they're just like,
and it just seems like the life. Like when I get in a pool, like kind of that's what I end up doing. Like I'm not one of these people that plays let's splash each other or you get on my shoulders or let's bash our heads on concrete or let's bounce up and down on a slippery fucking spring-loaded piece of weirdly textured sun-bleached fiberglass that may or may not at any moment have a different relationship with our weight and result in a fucking neck breakage that would be the most ironic way to die after all you've spent writing?
Otherwise known as diving.
The people that jump, I can't, but you probably do it.
No, I don't. It's terrifying. I
jump into a
can't swim.
Yeah, Rhea can't
You
swim.
can't swim?
No. I mean, I can survive in a pool. Most people don't have to survive in a pool. Most people, when they go on vacation, they're like, this is so great. When I'm in a pool, I'm like, this is so great. I look like an otter.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome, though.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I could swim, and then we went on vacation, and I was in the pool, and Cameron was not. And then she walked up to the pool. I got out of the water, and Cameron went, oh, honey.
Wait, what do you...
You can't swim.
Oh, because she had just having observed everything you'd done
in
the pool.
She was like, oh, I can swim totally no problem.
Yeah.
And then was like...
Yeah. I took a couple solo lap in the pool by myself. That was a joke because I took one lap because I can't swim.
Is it because I was a late bloomer swimmer, and it was because I never learned to have my face in the water? Is that what you're doing? So you're dog paddling?
Yeah.
Frantically.
I'm surviving.
Because the reason everyone else can swim is because they learned that it's okay to have your face in the water.
Yeah.
I do not. Yeah. If I put my face in the water, water goes up my nose, which is called dying.
Yep. It's called drowning.
It is a goal to avoid that. So so you're like you keep your head out of the water, and that's called dog paddling.
Yeah. It's called survival.
All right.
And to me, a swimming pool is like being in outer space. Same thing. Just like being in outer space without a spacesuit on, where I'm just like,
Yeah, well, it's like, there's a lot of ways to exercise, but almost all of them you have complete access to air.
Yes.
And swimming's the only one where you have to pick when you get air.
Yeah.
That's why it's so badass. Yeah, I mean, I was a swimmer in high school. Do you guys want to?
Hey, what was your special? What did you specialize in?
Oh, Rhea, are you asking what was my specialty?
I'm asking what was your specialty?
Breaststroke.
Perfect.
This is from your 1970s lesbian sketch show. The two women, Rowan and Martin's laughing. What kind of dog do you have? Ginger. Does Ginger bite? No. Ginger snaps and pussy. I don't have any. I'm proud to say I have no lesbian jokes in my chamber. To me, they look like jokes about beams of light. And I look at them. I go, "Why is that funny? What did one beam of light say to the other?" And I forget them. Okay, we're talking about that.
What about these otters, though? The thing is, when they don't just murder crocodiles, when they do it in a process that takes, what did it say, an hour?
No, like 4 to 5. It was long.
Multiple hours. They wage
They sit
war
on their stomachs and eat them alive.
Yeah.
And they make sounds that sound like
they
Hanna-Barbera.
They make Justin Roiland goat sounds. The whole time they're like... It's like really... The whole time.
This is
That's
like bone
hours.
That is spot on.
This is like Bone Tomahawk all over again.
Wait, they sit on
two
them.
people that saw that movie
eat
thought it was
them
funny.
while they're sitting on them.
There's a group of them. They get together. They
gang
distract
up.
it. They get a hold of its tail.
They're
it
big.
goes after, and then all of a sudden, like 4 of them are on its back. Spin it over, dinosaur belly up.
That's disgusting.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad news.
It's not a joking matter. If you're a Cayman.
I mean, I had like 8, 12
all the
lesbian
Caymans
jokes
in the
lined
audience
up
are going
to follow up. You say a bunch of them get on the other one's belly? Interesting. And then they just keep eating. Shut up. I said to myself, my point is, Dan, that's terrifying. I'm sorry to know about it.
I thought for a second you were going to be like, Dan, that's terrifying. I'm sorry you wake up hitting your girlfriend. I'm like, what is with you? Are you on a space? There's like a delay. No, that would mischaracterize you. You're very on point. It's just as a call back to the delay from earlier. Okay. Much better than Jeff, I think. No, don't pick sides. Just stay in your stalls. All right, let's have a moment of awkward silence. It was my idea. Let's welcome a guest of mine that's here tonight because they're visiting from out of town and they're staying at my place, which was always promised to them. And I want to make sure that they have a key. Harmontown Jane is here. Jane, come with us. You're looking surprised? Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean. I'm not going to be like 3 days from now. I'm going to make you come up to the stage.
Hi, Jane.
Fucking keep up, man. Jane, how are you?
I'm doing good. I flew in about 6 hours ago.
Have you been to my place yet?
I've been to your place. I'm checked in.
My key was under the mat.
Your key was under the mat. You dear man. Thank you so much.
Do you have my key?
I have it on my. Yeah.
Okay.
You want it back?
No. I just
ever.
I just want to take a moment and solidify my reputation with the trans community. There we go. Just to repeat, you have the key to my home in your pocket. Moving on. I give and I give.
Hey, Dan, are you guys gonna use the same bathroom and it's not a fucking big deal?
I have a bathroom that's en suite.
They're separate bathrooms.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ensuite.
She has an ensuite bathrove.
I've got an ensuite
Call
bathroom.
back.
I think that was important that I did, though.
What are you? Your schedule is so good because I've been busy. It was like you're staying and then you're
I'm staying, then I'm going,
and
then I'm coming back. So I'm on vacation, and it's like the first vacation I've taken as an adult, post divorce on my own without a child in tow or anything. Mm-hmm. And so I came out to L.A. because I was born and raised in L.A. Sort of touchstone with that past, and then I'm going up to San Jose, San Francisco area for a few days to hang out in Crescent Moon Bay, I think it is. I got a bed and breakfast there, meeting with some friends from college, and then I'll be back down here next week for next week's Harmontown as well. Mm-hmm. But spending time with friends from high school and friends from college.
All right.
Area, yeah.
Well, we'll get to know the human side of you at some other point. Can I reduce you for a moment to your role as just a person?
As a representative of a group that...
Yeah, because sure. I was so stark raving drunk last time we spoke, which was on stage in Chicago.
New York, yeah.
See, there you go. I've transitioned geographically. All I remember is the last time we checked in was that you had said it was like that you had escaped dichotomy altogether. That it was like you were kind of like oh, there was a transition, but then it was like that's kind of like there was a third act there where you were like I'm just Jane, I'm not
right. Yeah. So
Pepsi or Coke.
Right. That the journey had begun. That I thought I was going from Glenn to Jane, and that it was going to be male to female, and that's where I had thought I was going to go. If you would have asked me 30 years ago when I was in college, that it was we talked about my ideal then was back to Madonna. That I want to go all the way, but in the year since it's I don't know, I've changed. I'm comfortable sort of landing sort of. A lot of it has to do. So I have a son who is agendered, who has come out as agendered. He's 19 years old.
Oh,
and it's learning about just with language and with experience and with culture, subcultures that are accepting of these in-between states. I'm finding out that this dichotomy that I thought that I had to exist on one side or the other of, there are these in-betweens. And so I'm sort of learning as I go that I have other options.
And among them being unlabelable options.
Well, yeah. I mean, all the terms that are coming up. The non-binary NBG. I mean, all the acronyms and abbreviations and everything that are coming up for. Yeah, that there are things that are just what's gender anyway type of questions. Who am I doing this for? Who am I trying to impress? Who am I changing for? And it puts me. I've sort of put myself into this soup of options, and I don't know, and I'm actually feeling pretty good about not knowing.
I think certainty is the enemy we have found in comedy, politics, and now this. But I already knew that. What took you so long to catch up?
Opportunity is the thing. I mean, that's the brilliance.
How do you mean?
You have the freedom to explore,
right?
Which.
Yeah, opportunity gets eliminated by certitude.
Yes.
Fucking nailed it. We worship certainty in our culture. I thought it was a weird. I tweeted this thing. It was not an original thought. I was retweeting some dude that was like a pundit who said it's a pretty simple statement, but I was amazed at the amount of retweets of my retweet. It was that this guy, they had a little thing on CNN where they just talked about the state of the media and is the media responsible for our dichotomous kind of weird hyper-partisan psychosis, or is the media just faithfully covering what is just a weirdly hyper-partisan psyche? I guess you can hear from my tone what I think is the case. But this one guy, John Avalon from I think Daily Beast, said Americans Americans are no longer assuming goodwill on part of the folks they disagree with. And I was kind of blown away with the amount of people that were retweeting that. I guess tying that into what you're talking about, it's like we are being trained, we're being socialized to be certain of things. And part of being certain is you have to defend. You have to compartmentalize. If you're certain that a glass of water is poison and someone walks up to it and starts to drink it, it's your duty as a human being, actually as a person who values the human race and who hopes that we survive to see a better day and colonize various planets and outlive giraffes, those fucking things. Oh, I'm a horse. I should have a longer neck. Don't let them win. Do you want to live in a world where that's how you win? We're getting close, man. As of Trump, we're like a close, like just the drop off between us and giraffes got a little less steep. Because I bet the smartest giraffe is like if you really had the option of voting for them. Anyways,
I want to thank you for that. I don't know if you know, my son and I actually put together a compilation of every time that you said giraffe in the first 150 episodes of Harmontown, and it is 6 minutes long. And it is on YouTube. And I encourage you to find it because it's fucking hilarious.
It's because in biology, that's the first thing we learn when they're teaching us about Darwinism. They use the obvious example of the giraffe.
I think you've talked about giraffes more than you've talked about race on this show.
I mean, what's the difference? We're talking about necks of different lengths. Why am I looking at this?
What was your point?
Just hiding.
Certitude.
I think one thing that I just want to point out is that, number one, Dan, cheers. Love this advocacy, and I think it's awesome. I also
patronize me.
No, go fuck yourself.
You're about to follow that up with a butt. You're like you fucking fat piece of shit.
No, I think it exists. I think what's confusing about right now is that is a great way to think. It's maybe the best way to think. And then it also exists in the same time when being a minority group means that you have to really fight for space. And so that is what's happening right now that's very confusing. Because to be in a minority group, you have to be very certain about who you are in order to just have some boundaries up around yourself. And that, I think, is why it's so scary to exist right now and be in a minority group, is because, I don't believe that there is certainty in the world. I mean, this is such I joke about my haircut in this very surface level, but when I got this haircut, it was the first time that I felt like I really understood what was going on with me, because it really is halvesies, and that felt great, and it continues to feel great. And whoopsie daisy, this haircut's gonna last for it's just a real problem at this point. Can't get rid of it. Going out, it's asymmetrical haircuts are a thing of the past. Everybody's got a blunt bob. Fucking sorry about it.
How much of it, just to interject, not to derail, how much of that, when you talk about that, any move you made with your hair, how much of it is inside and how much of it is outside? The as far as if I got a all short, it would cause a shitstorm. How much of that is in?
I don't know that we can decide.
Right.
I guess that's what I'm saying, is that
because you're a
this
performer,
still indicates, but not just that. It's not the performer thing. It's this indicates something to the world about who I see myself, and then this indicates something to the world. And so I think that's the time that we're living in. We're living in this time where you have to carve out who you are and be really specific about what you're saying.
Right.
But we also are fluid people, and we are complicated, and our world is complicated, and we shouldn't have to defend one thing forever for the rest of our lives. So we're in a weird moment right now.
Yeah, you're in this point where you have your sort of your personal culture, you have your self-identity, but you have to exist within the context of a society. And society is about boundaries. Society is about comfort. It's about opportunities, but it's also about boundary conditions. And I can't just say to the topic du jour what bathroom I'm going to use. Mm-hmm. I can't go in and just immediately demand that there's either a third option.
Hey, don't use mine. That's all I'm saying. After I've been in there, I've
got my ensuite. I'm cool.
I have to do a punchline every 30 seconds.
I've got a trans bathroom. It's good.
Okay, back to what you're saying.
But to your point, Karen, I mean, it is unsafe. It's very scary. It's scary for me. It's scary for me as a parent, for my son. It's fair. I mean, it's fair for my other son, who is straight and cis, but is a strong advocate for his little brother and for his father.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, I'm gonna start babbling and hope that somewhere along the line I'll be adding instead of just babbling. But it seems to be that the American dream is moving from. It's like we had a definition for it, and we're just slowly moving into this place of genuine, like egalitarian kind of like I don't know. It's like a sort of pragmatic view of what the original framers of that concept said but weren't actually thinking, and it's like we're trying to create a honeycomb where within each perfect hexagonal fucking comb, which represents your right to not be mugged, beaten, terrorized, threatened, shouted down, blah blah blah. But within that perfect honeycomb that exists in this ginormous hive that we do rely on, and fear being excommunicated from Foster Brooks. That within that we have to start thinking of ourselves as like a gelatinous, like organic ooze, and stop bothering to go, well, I happen to live in this hexagonal compartment. That's actually perfect because, as it turns out, I'm hexagonal. It's like, no, you're as much humanity as can be poured into that little cell. And like you're liquid, and if you were to, for instance, meet a partner that you wanted to merge with them, you could eliminate a wall, and that's where the metaphor starts to break down. But it's like that we kind of like exist within there, and it's like we want to desperately we all want to live in this world where it's just like, oh shit, can we like what if the conversations we had anything to do were on the next level, that weren't about like what does your hair feel like, and is that weird, how's the weather up there, oh, Peter Dinklage, are you a great actor, or are you just the greatest actor of that height, like just fascination with each other's bodies and their cheekbones and pigmentation and private parts and behavior in the bedroom and when we fart and how we fart and how we describe a fart, and how we do it, and whether or not a one-syllable word for a Japanese person is more or less offensive than a multi-syllabic crazy chain of syllables that ultimately mean I'm just saying this so I don't get in trouble. It's like, wait, we're just terrified and fascinated with all these surface things, but we all want to be liquid. We want to be, but we don't believe it's possible because we're afraid we'll run together and we'll stop being, we'll be Skynet. Like right. And the computer will be like, oh, I was going to do that, but fuck it. Like Skynet will be like, oh shit, I was gearing up to nuke you guys, but you just evolved to the point where nothing was funny because you were all hanging out. Well, that's what I think. That's the white, the white straight rage, like that. That's where our fear. I think I'll speak for them and say I think the fear is our toys are going to get taken away, and everything that was special is going to stop being special, and everything was. And I think it would be a mistake to look at that simply as one privileged group happens to have that. I think anyone would have that in the state of privilege. What the fuck is going on? It's my show.
No, we're riveted.
I want. No more lesbians. No more trans people.
Can I ask you a question about the retreats?
I control this show. I'm trying to talk about how I'm an advocate.
Dan,
people are fucking it up.
No, I think what you're talking about is
talking about how I'm a good, smart person.
You're wonderful.
Thank you what you're
Tumblr's wrong about me.
I think what you're talking about is the very real feeling of when you have 100% of the things, and then you lose some of that stuff, and then that becomes a real feeling of loss. It feels like an amputation because you used to have 100% of the things. And I think what I'm talking about is this brand new feeling of liberty that is happening.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist for everybody yet, but it's more now than it used to be. My lovely wife, we're moving tomorrow to a new apartment, and last night she said to me, in the second to last night in an apartment that we have lived in, our first place in LA, she said to me, there's a way in which we're first generation Americans. And that's true, because we are the first generation that will have gotten married legally, like young. You know, we got to get married legally young. So this is a weird fucking time to live, and I have nothing to write about in stand-up. It's so terrible.
I was tired of I go to these stupid like branded entertainment conferences where we talk about like, oh, could Jif Peanut Butter make Breaking Bad, instead of Paramount? And it's like the answer is no, because if a peanut butter company makes Breaking Bad and it fails, which it will 90% of the time, believe me, this is connected. Give me a chance, and let me pronounce chance like a French person. Someone will get fired at the peanut butter company, but on the other side of it, writers have to overcome their addiction to just thinking that what you couldn't say 10 years ago now automatically qualifies as edgy, progressive, and stuff. I am so guilty. Like all of my friends, like that's what we do. Like we push buttons. Like in this new world where everybody actually does respect each other. Part of I think the fear is among creatives, particularly comedic ones. I think there's like an unconscious fear of like, well, what's going to be funny if everybody gets along? Like if nothing's wrong to say. Not that we're all envisioning a future where no one's ever having conflict, but it's more about like, oh. Like, you know what you never see in Roddenberry's original Star Trek series? They never go to a stand-up club. Like you see, you get a hint of how shitty music gets. Because Spock is the only musician on the Enterprise. And he plays a fucking, like, Rush instrument. Like, he's like, I love Rush and 3D chess. They never go to a comedy club, and what would Roddenberryan stand-up be? The answer is it wouldn't. Obviously, it wouldn't have to do with Klingons drive like this and Romulans drive like that. It would be like, oh, there's like something fun. I think that's the big panic. I think there's a big fundamental question in comedy, which is like, are we just going to pat ourselves on the back for not hating each other and take a 10% skim off the top of our pursuit of maximum comedy? Are we gonna like step things down one gear for the sake of fashion and say, oh, I'm cool with everybody, and that's how you don't get booed off stage. In exchange for that, I'm not going to make you clutch your sides. I think that's the underlying fear, is that we would do that.
But I think we've already done it. So Seinfeld is about how other people are idiots because they serve you bad airplane food, or they are like massage therapists, but they don't rub your body enough, or whatever.
She's a wrong rubber.
Yeah.
She rubs you wrong.
And Louis and Marin, and I would say this current experience we're having right here, comedy is about how we are idiots now. It used to be about how other people are idiots. It's about how we are idiots. And so that's one direction that it's going to go in, that it already has gone in. And hey, I can think I'm an idiot for a while. So I'm trying to crack that safe, because my first 15 years doing this job was just like, respect me, please. And then thank God I'm still a woman.
Right. Because give me a break.
We got a fucking minute.
You got tenure. Yeah, you're gonna die reaching.
You better believe it.
If history's any teacher, I mean, we'll have an octopus president before I'll... Okay.
At least that octopus is honest, you know? I just don't trust her.
Says it like it is.
She's a woman. It's just like, what are you even talking about? I just hear, nah, 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 nah. I'm a Hillary supporter. That's a whole joke.
Yeah.
Just want to make that clear.
Is there? Dare I poke into this? Do you guys share that, or are you one of these wives that just votes?
We're both super into Hillary Clinton.
The other night I was walking, and I was like, man, I'm really glad we're both into Hillary and both the same amount, because this would be very difficult if we weren't.
I find that she's very inspiring because she has been committed to her job for such a long time and committed politician. And I also find that it's very convenient that she's the only politician that we call a liar all the time. Wonder what that is, because it feels like all politicians are kind of sacks of shit. So why would she? I wonder if there's anything about her that would make people so mad, because it's like she has access to money, which is so weird for a politician to have like money around them. Because it's like every other former president is just like living in poverty because they don't take any money for speaking engagements. And it's really weird that she does. And I just feel like she's kind of like owned by a lot of people in a way that just nobody has ever been owned by anybody. Certainly not like George Washington. Certainly not like other presidents who actually owned other people. That happened for a fucking while. Those people are on our money. I wonder what's different about those dudes with ponytails on our money and this woman who doesn't have a ponytail. I wonder if there's anything that we can think of.
I fucking love it. I'm gonna for my own sake set up road flares because I'm not informed at all. I think it's awesome that you guys are I'm because it seems like a shoo-in now. I think that the media is now engaged in the business of convincing us it's going to be a squeaker. But it seems to me that aside from people saying, well, no one could have predicted everything else that's happened, are the only people that are saying, like, anything other than Hillary winning. I hope I'm not putting my thumb in any political scale by predicting that that's just going to be the thing. It just seems like that's going to be the thing. And I've been kind of careful for different reasons. In the past, I've been just a jaded asshole and said politics don't matter because the bipartisan system is full of shit in the past. This election, I'm like specifically keeping my hands out of social terror in a healthy way because I don't want to. I sense that because to the extent that the office of the president is important, it's like I don't want to get in an argument with anybody that would be that stoked about simply for the first time in all this time a woman being behind that desk at any cost or anything. I also definitely don't want to be a person that waves that flag in the face of someone who's stoked that this awesome fucking socialist crypt keeper is like fucking like he's amazing too. He's like fucking. He's kind of he seems like a stand-up guy and is like saying shit that a politician should say. He seems like a fan of drones and so does she. But they're politicians. The one thing that did make me kind of like I was like, oh wait, okay, I can be into a Hillary thing. It was the fact that I just watching what's happened over the last 5 months is like, oh shit, all of this goes back to us voting for a black guy 8 years ago.
It's totally true.
The bipartisan system is collapsing because we elected a black guy. Let's elect a woman and see how much further we can take this.
Well, it is going to get worse for women. I don't know if you remember anything called Black Lives Matter, but that was particularly tipped off by somebody named Barack Obama having some power, and so then everybody was like, we're really mad about all these black people. So
Republicans got so
saying
mad
shit
that we
you guys
elected a black
don't
guy,
know
they
about?
fucking,
What's happening? Where are we?
I mean, even the Democrats are mad because if you think back to the 2008 primary in West Virginia went for Hillary Clinton in 2008, and then just in 2016, Bernie Sanders.
I'm out of my
So
depth.
what does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Well,
what does delegate mean? I don't know. I start with the basics. What is a vote? How does that work?
Super delegates.
Dan,
is Florida the one shaped like a shoe? I don't.
No, it's shaped like a dick. You should know it.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm too focused on my own dick-shaped
I understand.
dick. I'm like, why aren't you more Florida-shaped? Why do you look like fucking like Rhode Island? Dumb. Oh, okay, that ended. Oh, because it's the smallest state. You fucking asshole.
Massachusetts.
I was actually thinking of my actual dick shape. Take that home with you. I wasn't going with size for size. I was like, why are you like a fucking like just a sliver of territory on a loaded, overfunded, hairy continent?
You know, Dan, I just feel like it's important to say because I can tell how uncomfortable this audience is. That, you know, I think that. All right. Well, how about this? The stuff you're saying about Bernie Sanders, that he would change our financial system in this country.
Wait, when did I say that?
Or you're saying that he's saying stuff that politicians should say about money.
No, dude. Okay, listen.
That you said. All right.
I thought let's really lay out an accurate landscape. I know 10 minutes worth of information about every single candidate in totality.
Each or
and
combined?
like most of us, I know an unfortunate amount about Donald Trump because that's all we talk about and all we're fascinated with. And then I have these slivers of things that I kind of just pick up culturally from my friends. And I don't know, please don't make the mistake of thinking that I would. My objective this time around, I'm going to vote my conscience. And there's no reason for me to lie about it. I think it's gonna be a choice between the fucking Republican and Democrat. The Democrat's gonna be Hillary, right? If that's the case,
know. It has yet to be seen.
I'll vote for her. I'm not gonna enact some weird rebellion. Although I don't think anyone's a bad person for doing that. Just to weave in our lesson of certainty is the enemy. I think one of the big problems with our system. I think the reason it's become the way it is because we're so successful as a nation that voting is just sort of like this gravy. It's not like it doesn't, as much as we feel it's important, like it's not the same as in a third world country where it's like, oh, one guy works for Nike and the other guy grew up down the street from me and he got assassinated. Nike it is. It's like the election is never, the stakes aren't that high in an empire where it's just, and so we've sophisticated the process and it's gotten to the point where we spend 2 years before the elections treating the elections like a reality show, including everyone talking about who you're going to vote for, and a lot like praying, like it kind of removes the important part of what voting is when you're kind of doing it publicly and thinking about it as a team versus a team. And what inevitably happens is that, well, it's always going to turn into two giant fucking blobs shouting at each other, and the real victims are the people who would otherwise just go, that's cool, but I feel this way. And like for those people, I feel the political tragedy in the United States is that those people are told invariably, what you're doing right now, whether it's not giving a shit or giving a shit about the wrong thing, is equal to giving a shit about Donald Trump because if she wins to delegate me, he takes Ontario, then Ontario's going to take Saskatchewan.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right about so much of what you're saying. I just would say that I think as a woman, it would mean so much to me to have a female president, and I also like her. But I also feel that it is very offensive when people say that you cannot vote for someone because they're a woman, because that doesn't make me a single issue voter because I'm a woman on every single issue, and I really think that right now we're living in a very scary time for women. This last week, Oklahoma possibly making abortion a felony. Like, we will never be equal in a country where abortion rights can possibly be taken away. And there's so much at stake right now for women in terms of economic justice, in terms of reproductive justice. And we're living at like this real crossroads.
But for every action, there's an opposite reaction. If you're feeling that offense, the insinuation that the only reason you're voting is for this or that, you can imagine the force you're pushing up against, which is somebody who's saying, Jesus Christ, I've never felt more shamed in my life for being a woman than the day that I decided to vote for somebody based on whether or not they were going to make it good. I was like that's another reason why I feel like really, really loath to bring my weird Heisenbergian penis into the whole fucking thing, because it just doesn't matter to me way more than it's like it should matter more to. I don't even want to fucking get involved. I feel like a weird Tom Cruise character coming into the fray. I'm something explaining to someone no matter what I'm saying.
Well, you know what? Cheers, then. If that's how you feel, then cool.
I kind of felt like
then you've achieved
because it should be important to you that a woman gets elected, and I don't want to. Like I wouldn't want. It's like I could. We're living in a time right now, and this is a great thing where two equally intelligent women could be standing in a bar and I could like them both equally, and they could be fucking like really mad at each other right now, like they're and saying fucked up things, like insinuating that they don't think about their vote the right way. And it's like, for me to come in and I'm not going to make the situation better. And I'm just like, it's ultimately going to come down to Pepsi versus Coke. And I can take this one out. It's only 4 years. What I'm trying to say is that I recognize, I definitely don't mistake me for a person that's like, don't mistake me for the kind of person you wouldn't like. Oh, I did it. There's a trans lady with the key to my house.
I think don't mistake me.
And I respect your right to vote for who you're going to vote for. I'm Mr. Schmoo.
No, don't mistake me for a person you wouldn't like is the rallying cry of the comic. That's our whole thing. Are you laughing now at the things I'm saying? How about the tweets I'm saying out of my Twitter phone?
But Judge, that's my honest position. That's the most honest I could get is like I honestly just want people to like me, and I honestly don't care about healthcare right now. And I don't have a skin in the game of women's reproductive rights. I can tell you where I stand if somebody asked me to fucking
I have
back
very
up
little
a team.
skin in that game, too. I mean,
it's not
like Rhea has. Never mind.
What?
I was just gonna say, like, never mind.
The most honest position for me to take right now is to say, like, I'm fucking underinformed, and I just want people to like me, and I want my friends to not hate each other, like especially my chick friends, because they're all so cool.
Well, you know, I would say that I can sense the discomfort from the audience, and I would just
palpable.
That is the thing that feels weird to me.
Well,
is that people are uncomfortable talking about this stuff, because I actually think that's our boundary.
Well,
if we can't talk about how it feels to be on either side, then we're lost.
Yeah,
that's when people solidify their issues, is when nobody can talk, when people have to resort to name calling. I love the conversation we're having, and I'm not, again, like,
but the only
cheers to whatever's happening for you and whatever emotional journey you're going on. I know you thought this was a comedy show. I'm so sorry.
Oh God, no, they did not suffer that.
Yeah. No, but I really feel like we should be muddling through this. Like, this is stuff we should be talking about. We should be talking about the fact that, like, we have had a black president for the first time, and what did that mean? And we should talk about the fact that this woman is running, and what does that mean? And we should be talking about all of these issues. Like, conversation is what we need. Like, that's the answer to everything. That's the answer to being a human being.
I feel a need to say for the other side of that issue that, well, yeah, but then there's the whole draw a wall between that and the point of view, like, yeah, but that's boring. Like, it's like that, because I'm going to project onto them a tremendous amount of whether they're Hillary or Bernie supporters, and hats off to Kyle, our Trump supporter in the back. This podcast.
Don't be shy.
It's huge.
You're out there.
I project onto them a Dan Harmonish kind of like overriding thing of like, yeah, but if we start like if we really it's like hard to escape that gravity of that thing where I honestly, honest to God, like just in the like your passion for Hillary as a candidate. There was like everyone loves and I'm to speak for myself. I respect and love you. Weird.
No, we love each other.
Barely.
Hey.
Fuck. I respect. I want you to like me, and I like you, and I want to reward you for your honesty and encourage your. I'd never want to punish you or anything like that. So I'm using that overriding principle. And when you. Like I can sense that like the Hillary thing, like there's shit on the line for you, and I can sense your joy and your glee, and part of what comes with that meal is just a little fucking chutney of like fucking spite, like and if I just focus on that and go, what the fuck is this? Did you just fucking imply that I don't fucking with the ball? It's like I don't want. That's what to me what a political conversation kind of is. Is we like we all focus on each other's chutney.
It's the gray alien in your bed.
You were gonna say that no matter what I said.
Yeah.
You had that locked and loaded.
Was I? Was I, Dan?
Hey, Heath, do you enjoy directing Great Minds?
Oh, God. I enjoy directing Great Minds more than I love sitting up here as a heteronormative, cisgendered male hearing about that.
Oh, my God, live in that.
No, I'll live in it, and I will say I would happily vote for Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, no, like, seriously?
But
Fuck yourself on that. We don't even want to open that can of worms.
I don't. You're exactly right.
So
I
let's
don't.
move away.
And nor can I.
Yeah.
But I will say it has nothing to do with Hillary's gender, that I don't.
Oh my God!
Vote
If
for
it didn't have anything to do with Hillary's gender, you wouldn't say Elizabeth Warren.
No,
so
no, I would. I'm normalizing that as the variable.
I have so much to read.
And then taking anyway.
Do you notice that Rhea and I are both sweating?
I'm going to vote
We're
for it.
sweating so hard all over you.
Great minds.
And all of us. Tell us about this show.
It's wonderful. Now you're just. Where's the way I can sled the knife in? Like, where's the chink in the arm?
No, I don't want to murder you.
No,
I would like to educate
metaphorically,
and make you
I'll
my
vote
friend.
for. I'm going to vote for her. I'm going to vote for her.
Look what I did. I changed your mind.
You did. You did.
With sadness and earnestness.
Look, we're all going to vote for her.
Yeah,
we're going to have to.
We're going to have to.
But like just for a minute, taking a minute to just acknowledge the fact that I maybe just shamed you into that, and like that's beautiful
you did.
too.
You did. Congratulations.
You know, like as a woman, that's so beautiful.
It brought it back all the way.
That power. I feel like I gotta.
Yeah, I got you to.
Like some stuff has been lifted.
Second hand, I got you to open that button up.
You're welcome.
Yeah, as a cisgender straight male.
How much is that?
Must be nice just walking into whatever bathroom you want.
I do want to know. I want to look back at your read. I'll talk about Great Minds in a second, but I do want to look at your retweets because the great irony of this whole thing on the quote of everybody should be nice and just talk about the issue is like you got a retweet by Rush Limbaugh and Donald Trump and like these horrible people. They're like, yes, we should be nice. Meanwhile, they're popping Vicodin and like screaming about shouting people down.
You use the pronoun you, and I don't know what do you.
No, the retweet. I just want to look at the list of retweets you got on your.
Well,
retweet.
I was kind of amazed. It was like,
sure, some of them
I had
are
two solid ones in 24 hours. One was about a chorus line in the movie, and
I was present.
Yeah.
For your glee, but I just mean the irony in among the Apatow or whoever retweeted the progressive minded people you would expect to retweet. Let's disagree about the thing at hand and be nice to each other while we do it. Also, total dick faces like Trump and Rush Limbaugh also retweeted it. Like, yeah, we should do that.
That's why I'm losing you. I don't. The tweet that I retweeted was a guy saying. It was a correspondent or whatever you call him, a pundit, just saying like, "Oh, we've lost." Yes, I see what you're saying.
Then you have an asshole
lost the
who
capacity to entertain the humanity of a person that disagrees with us. That's me paraphrasing.
Yes.
Are you being literal? Did Rush Limbaugh retweet?
No, I'm saying I would be interested to look at who retweeted your thing and say, look who said it, Hitler.
All right,
you know.
Well, yes, because
from the past, he has a Twitter feed.
Well, like everyone would agree, Hitler and Jesus would both agree, do unto others.
Right,
you know,
yeah,
it's like some things are so true. Like I couldn't agree more.
But I think we all know what Hitler would do to Jesus.
Too soon.
Historically accurate.
Right? Too soon.
Listen, I'm trying to give you jokes.
Yes.
Are they extremely contentious jokes? Yes, they are. But Jesus was also murdered. That's one of the main facts about Jesus. If you just figured out now that Jesus might have been murdered, you missed the whole point of Jesus.
Yeah, spoiler alert. He dies.
Yeah. That guy did not make it.
There was a rabbit that rolled the rock away, and that's why we celebrate Easter. And he got out.
And it was shaped like an egg.
It was shaped like, it was an egg-shaped rock.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And then the Easter Islands.
Great minds is, what do they call that? A murderer's row of is that right when you say you have a
I'm
great...
hosting.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So Great Minds is, please talk to us about this show. You guys have just made it.
No,
I've seen the
we finished
Instagram
it today.
Yeah, we just wrapped.
Yeah, congratulations.
It was wonderful. Yeah, woo! Is that the phrase you say, a murderer's row, and it's like when it's a hit list of awesome people or something, right? Yeah, okay. So it was a murderer's row of
I think it originated with a row of people who were good at murdering other people.
And that makes sense.
You know.
Yeah.
Like not in cells. They were just there was just
lined
a row,
up.
Just like Murderers like to stand next to each other. I don't know if you know this, Dan.
It's just
I'm imagining like a bench at a basketball game, but it's just murderers.
And it's like,
do you think murderers like to stand next to each other because they can tell who else is a murderer, or do you think there's a crazy thing where murderers have evolved to project a non-murderous pheromone, so all murderers chain together they have a hydrophobic head and a hydrophilic tail, so they naturally chain together as like an amino acid.
That makes sense.
That's
Perfect.
He knows what I'm talking about.
No science on the weekends. That's what I was told.
Or the murderer is always like just recognizing the murder behind you, and you think it's talking to you. There's the murderer behind me.
Yeah.
So embarrassing.
Where the hell did you pull that out of your...
What?
Hydrophobic, hydrophobic?
Hydrophobic.
That's on the tip of his tongue. all the time.
Cell membranes.
Dan,
it's not exactly rocket
Don't be
science.
hydrophobic.
Don't take. They're impressed with me. For 1 second, people are impressed with me.
I know. And
Not
she's the science person. So
No, I wasn't impressed. I was surprised.
Fine line.
And you're like, that's not a surprise. It's like a squirrel
it's a
trapped in your
dual-layer
chimney.
phospholipid membrane embedded with proteins.
I love you, and that's why I poked your belly.
It was great.
Yeah, I got the key to his house.
Okay, small talk. Small talk.
Go.
Nice
Weather.
No. What small talk? Okay, so I'm really bad at just interacting with people. It's not. We mischaracterize it as small talk. We have this thing where we go there's small talk where you say these. No one ever has a small talk conversation where you go, oh, it's nice weather. Yeah, it's nice weather and all this stuff. Everyone is always trying as hard as they can to kind of connect. It's just that I think some people have
sometimes you're just trying to get away.
That's true. Yeah. Well, it's
you're biding your time until it's politically possible to get away smoothly.
I'm always trying to do that when I sense that I'm not going to be good in the conversation.
Fuck you.
Do you regularly have conversations with people who you can sense are actually doing everything on paper right? They're being effusive. They're being complimentary. They're being open. They're saying I don't know. They're kind of technically saying things that are oh, I like your jacket. I like your not to make it all superficial. It's so, are you often finding yourself going yeah, but I don't. That doesn't set me up to say anything except for yes or no, and I feel weird. I have a script and I fucking hate this.
It doesn't happen often, but I mean I've built my career around avoiding those sorts of situations.
How do you do it?
You refuse great opportunities sometimes so that you have a career that has some integrity.
Hey, Jane, vaguely, what field are you in? Just vaguely.
I'm a research scientist.
Oh, great.
Hey,
so I feel like you could avoid social interaction for a while.
I've spent a lot of years avoiding positions of managerial responsibility.
Sure.
Or if I go to some sort of an event, big quotes, just stand around looking really uncomfortable, which is very easy. Hang around in the corner. If someone approaches you, quickly go into a jargon-filled explanation of something so that they then feel uncomfortable and leave you alone. I have a lot of outs.
That's a great way of dealing with that. I love that option.
I should have paid attention.
No, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I got this side. You get that side.
But your side got the great way of dealing with something.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Well, Dan,
Sitting over here with the baseball person.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Dan Harmon.
I don't see the world through that dichotomy.
We're back to certainty.
Well, first of all, I love that got a round of applause from 4 people. Just that was what was really oppressing them.
Callbacks.
Yeah,
they don't like politics. They like callbacks. But
I also like thinking about a population of people that are their main oppressive boxes are introvert and extrovert. That you just just hit on them.
True.
They're just we could give a fuck about this Hillary Clinton shit, race, next, transgender shit. Don't give a fuck about it. Introvert, extrovert. Yeah, Myers-Briggs test.
Yes.
Fucking hate the Myers-Briggs.
You would actually
because
you
they
would prefer a
recognize-
bathroom that didn't have urinals then.
Yes, I would like there to not be urinals.
That is awesome as a follow-up.
I think that's a weird thing to do to people, to make them pee next to each other.
Or
everything we do should be next to each other. We should define. We should poop next to each other. We should like high five while we're pooping, or we should get this pee thing separated.
Well, talking about growing up in Los Angeles, one of the things I remember as a child is my dad dragging me to the bathroom at Dodger Stadium and having to pee in a fucking trough.
There was a trough in the bathroom today.
I almost washed my hands in it because they also had urinals.
And
they had urinals, and next to it was different. They had two. This is the first
I almost washed my hands.
I almost washed my hands in the stainless steel urinal. Oh, gay people! We were at a gay bar.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's not a gay thing. I don't know.
No, it's not.
I think it's just probably a weird code thing for that building.
No, that's how you have sex. The pee goes down, it comes back up, and then you're having sex with each other.
That's the sexiest gesture to describe it ever.
Pee up and down.
That's it.
Would you Google gay people?
I'm wild.
Wait, where were we?
Pee troughs.
Okay,
Introvert,
no, but here's the thing.
bathrooms.
I think that's an important enough thing to say. I think my demo, my audience, I don't want to speak for you, I think it is important to them. Maybe this makes us children. Maybe this makes us geniuses. Maybe it makes us wandering idiots that are satisfied to be idiots. Maybe that makes us geniuses. Maybe that makes us the biggest idiots of all. But I think we are really, really super caught up with the fucking fundamental line between do I need people or do I actually resent them? It's something that has particularly we don't own that. All of my formative experiences have they have to do with this weird relationship between, oh God, I hope everyone likes me, and I'm meeting this person and I don't know what to do when I meet them, and it's I need them so bad, and it's so explosively uncomfortable that it just I just the wiring goes through me in a different way, and it's I'm trying to calculate my relationship with other people, and I'm trying to, but at the same time my heart explodes with need from other people, and it's it's not to be taken lightly. And I do think that people that feel that kind of intensely kind of assume, this Hillary versus Bernie thing, that is very important, but whether this is a selfish or luxurious or privileged statement, it's sort of with what I'm going through, that's sort of that's the kale salad on the side is who should run the country? Whoever's fucking running it, they're going to be fucking neurotypical, and they're going to make my life a living hell. I don't know. They're not going to get me, and no one, and neither is 90% of everybody. And I'm going to always spend my life pushing up against plexiglass and going hey, can anyone over there hear me? And if you can hear me, do you think I'm cool? And if I say, do you think I'm cool? A little bit less, will you think I'm cool? So I'll fake it. If you want me to fake it, I'm going to do it. But I'm also committed to honesty because I know that's cool. So I will halfway turn. I'll give you a full Hitchcock profile and say, does anyone think I'm cool? Do you think I'm cool? I fucked it up again. God damn it. I leaked Chevy Chase's voicemail. I did it. I was I'll turn my full back to you. I'm a hermit. Psych. Did you like the hermit thing? You wanting and needing and not wanting and not needing, and actually, and also on the other side of it, people feeling their needs, walking into a room and being able to read all of their fucking deficits and liabilities and assets, and you just can compile them in an instant, and you just read their minds, and it's how do I react to this piano roll of a conversation? It's a struggle. How do you alleviate that pain? Liquor. Not voting. Voting. It's like Easter. It's who hid the eggs? Okay. I like drinking. That's the choice that's important. Brown liquor, white liquor.
Yes. I didn't. So first of all,
didn't understand any of that.
No, I get you completely.
Okay.
No. I understand where you're going from. All I meant by introvert and extrovert, and I love that beautiful answer, was it's a batteries thing. That's actually what I meant by it. The introverts, they need to charge their batteries themselves, and extroverts charge their batteries with other people. I really think of us as machines. I mean, I'm very
psycho.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm a very introverted person. Like, it's really easy for me to talk to people behind a podium or a microphone. And if you chatted to me in the green room while I was eating string cheese, which you did, it would be no problem, and you would assume that was easy. But I need to like spend a lot of time on myself.
Same here.
In order to fill up my
we're talking
battery.
more, but I don't. It's different from like or the Larry Sanders character where it's like, oh, this is artifice. It's like this is where we actually talk to each other. Not to say that we don't then go talk to each other backstage, but then we don't. We're workaholics and blah blah blah. Okay, continue.
No, that's all I meant. So I agree with you. There's total nuance in terms of social interactions. And I was just talking about like, hey, what fills you up so that you can go do your job? And is it time by yourself? Or is it time with other people?
I think it's my cookie clicker game right now.
Yeah, so time by yourself.
That's what I'm fucking talking about, my friend. Yeah, and I think a lot of performers are actually people that really need a focused way of spending their energy. For me, it feels very comfortable to be behind a microphone because it feels very controlled. I have a problem with lack of control. And
so I've just gone through.
We're weird machines. Like it's Battlestar Galactica is real.
So I've just gone through this weird transition, another transition in my life. Like I don't have another.
Yeah, well, this one better be good.
This one's good. This one's.
I'm sorry, but
this one's much more positive, much more complete.
I mean, if you're about to tell us you went from vanilla to Rocky Road,
no,
we're gonna be like, so what?
I went from research scientist at a laboratory to the public face of a museum.
Okay. I'll stop beating that joke down.
Let me elaborate. So, I went from like what we call a bench rat. I mean, someone who just literally spent all their time at the research in the research center working on things I couldn't tell anybody about. And I did that for like 16 years. To being the research scientist presenting the face of a museum. I have to lecture. I have to travel around the country. I have to do all this, do blogs. I have to do videos and stuff. I'm an introvert. I've always thought of myself as an introvert, but what I've discovered is I also really like to be a teacher. Not because I like being in front of people, not because I really like lecturing, but because I like teaching people. I like watching the lights turn on in people's eyes when they. That's my nectar, right? I mean, that's the thing that actually makes it worthwhile. But after giving a lecture someplace, I will go back to my hotel room and I will curl up and I will cry because it was such a beastly experience for me to do it. But in the end, it was so important for the people that I did it for.
But Spencer talks about like before performing.
I cry a lot.
and you say
I don't
puke.
Shut up about it.
You puke before you like have to perform.
Oh yeah, I get sick to my
stomach. Look great when you cry though.
Yeah,
it's like a real pretty cry. It's serene.
But it's worth it.
But if you do something and you know you nailed it, why would you curl up and cry?
It's this weird dynamic, and I think it permeates a lot of the stuff that we were talking about today. This idea of what really motivates you. You're motivated by the positive, right? That you're doing something good in the world, but you're also doing something to cover up some personal pain, whether it's shame or whether it's guilt or whether it's something in your past that you're always trying to. What's motivating you at a number of different levels, and for me, it's shame. I mean, I remember being a child and never being able to perform well enough to make people happy.
What are you expressing when you're crying? When you go home when you go to the hotel?
Absolute fatigue. But also just this overwhelming sense of, did I actually do well? Did I? Everybody's telling me that
it's a loss of identity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you don't even know.
I don't even know because it's so out of kilter with this worldview that I assigned to myself.
And you have no recourse to integrity because you're like, oh, am I just a floating like fucking cloud of I hope everyone likes me, or learns from me, or whatever.
Right.
And if that's the case, wouldn't I function just as well in the Third Reich as I do here in this environment? And therefore, what am I? Do I?
That hasn't crossed my mind.
Well, it should. You fucking Nazi. I'm standing my ground. I'm not going to say I was kidding. It's a post-Louis C.K. world. The comedy should be drier. I'm not going to crack and say I'm kidding.
Except that you'll now find me curled up in a bedroom
in
your
house.
Oh,
God, it's going to be my house.
It's in your house.
Oh, God.
have to do. I'll be in ensuite in your.
And then what if the pillowcases from the guest room get mixed up with the master bedroom pillowcases, and your tears of uncertainty somehow get into my pores like 3 weeks from now, and I don't even know why, but I'm having an extra girlfriend hitty dream. Okay, not a funny callback. I
didn't
like
know that's where that was going.
It went all the way. Like you guys are like, well, there's dot connecting in the third act of a show, and then there's The Wire, where you just now it all makes sense. And yeah, Dan, we thought your show was The Wire. We're not just tired and wanting to go home and watch Game of Thrones. All right, well, it's getting about that time. Jane, are you going to watch Game of Thrones with Cody and I?
I've never watched an episode of Game of Thrones.
Oh, well, don't start now.
Perfect time to jump in. You'll know who everybody is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just get in tonight. You won't miss a thing.
No.
Yo, straight up, there's this chick, and she's trying to not have a face. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. It's intuitive.
Is the short guy who's a good actor? Is he still? Is he
a good actor relative to all people, or just the best shot?
He's a dragon
know, and
now.
we'll never
Are the
know.
dragons? I like dragons.
He's a dragon now.
He's a dragon. He just turned into a dragon.
He turned into one last episode. They'll get it in the recap. Don't worry about it.
There's 3 dragons. One is castrated and can't be burnt, and that dragon has taken over the wall. The wall is south of King's Landing and is covered with an umbrella called the Unsullied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About it.
And I think a major point just to remember is if there's a male character, and this does exist in a very gender dichotomy. So if there's a male character.
Not a lot of trans characters.
Not a lot of trans characters, which is weird. Although I guess like Brienne of Tarth, maybe. I don't know. My point is, if there's a male character on.
She's definitely genderqueer.
Yeah, she's got some shit going on, which I
cool.
like.
I can identify with that.
I want to get on her shoulders and I want to go somewhere.
She could carry you easily.
Right. Renly.
Yeah. Well, just because she has a crush on
you can be
Stannis'
straight
brother
and
doesn't mean
genderqueer.
shit.
You can't help who has a
Genderqueer
crush
is
on
not
you.
a sexual orientation. It is the way you present yourself
I
in the world.
loved how the
we have to
wildling...
decouple those two things.
That's
very
which is what I was doing.
But also, I love that like that was your limit. I like watching what people's limits are. 2 hours in, like, go fuck yourself. She likes that other guy.
That is the first time you brought up Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Don't and she's a lady, and I have no idea what was happening there, but she obviously was like,
She
no, wait a
spoke up.
minute, don't tell me I'm fucking anything other than the most awesome person in the world for consuming this material. It's got like, well, I was got. Isn't what's his name? The Baldy von Eunuch.
Varys?
Spider.
Didn't he establish at one point that even before they involuntarily eunuched him,
Unicized?
that he was kind of asexual? Hasn't he hinted at that?
Honestly, Dan, that's a great point.
It's not a good point, and you're being sarcastic.
No,
you're using lesbian sarcasm.
Yeah, that is the face of lesbian sarcasm. To be fair.
I've heard about it. My mom warned me about it.
Now you got to taste it.
I read some like backstory stuff on him. He was like, was he mailed to someone in a box?
Yes.
We don't know what's going on. My
remember
point
you got
is,
mailed that guy in the box, and they just
like,
dropped
oh,
that.
now
He's
he's
like,
Yeah.
here's the guy in the box.
This doesn't sound like a positive trans role model to me.
Well, what I was gonna say is also like if you're watching a male character and they're on screen, like some shit might happen. They might fight. You don't know. If you're watching a female character, some stuff's gonna go down. Right,
Boy,
quick.
that's a really
That's true.
Okay, well, we could that's really like, so you're saying that 2 dudes in Game of Thrones can meet without one of them stabbing the other one in the gut?
Well, they can have like side conversations where like, what are you getting? Are you coming to see these whores? Yeah, I am.
Have you raped lately?
What are you doing?
Tip of the cap to
Hey
you,
now,
sir.
are we up here by this wall? Who are these
You
guys?
don't watch Game of Thrones. She thinks it takes place in the 20s.
And Boardwalk Empire.
I know that accent.
John, Game of Thrones, they're always like, what now? News from the wall? You know how they always say that?
There's
Like,
giants beyond the wall.
And
They're always like, Tammany Hall. They always say that.
we
Read all about
haven't we haven't had the $5 plug from Jeff because he's not here, but that was worth $5 for the people who don't have the podcast.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
I don't know what you're talking
Visual.
about.
That was physical.
Just go with it.
It was very visual.
But I mean, it's where I'm going to assume that I'm like I find myself like when I'm watching Game of Thrones, the limited extent to which I'm like scanning for like female abuse, like in terms of like how like in terms of which characters have status. Like I kind of feel like I'm not gonna throw out a word like equal because I think the world is kind of honestly primitive and like it's like
intentionally not equal.
But within that context, it seems like geez, for a soap opera set in a world where everyone without a dick is weaker than everyone with a dick, that within that context that there's a heck of a lot of like
representation,
agency among the female characters that you're watching them make choices and affect their past.
Cersei has some scenes where there's no stabbing.
There are
and
people in this show that have power on all sides. I'm loving me that little faceless Arya Stark. A girl has no name? Please, I know your name. But my point is...
Let's agree on one thing. That shit got boring.
It sagged. It sagged for a while.
I will say that the moment where I stopped diligently watching this show was when Joffrey, fucked a woman.
Hold
with
on,
a
plug your ears,
crossbow.
plug your ears.
This is seasons ago. I'm assuming based on the looks of all of you that
you're caught up.
Rape spoiler alert.
Yeah.
No,
most of them have watched tonight's
uses
episode.
a crossbow on a lady, and it's as if somebody bought a croissant in the morning. It's a very side of there's no plot point to it. It's just happening. And
you felt like so were you a Sopranos fan? I'm trying to think of like other shows where
do women get killed in shows?
Yeah, no,
they do.
Well, the decidedly random, like seemingly totally unattributed acts of totally random violence. In my mind, because I'm not definitely a different perspective, have no, all I ever perceive is I go, man, part of what makes this show really great is that you never fucking know. Like, literally, Peter Dinklage could die in the next episode, and they'd be like, dude, we told you, don't assume. That's like a valuable thing in a show where we're like conditioned. That's my privileged like consumption of that frosting. As I go, all I'm perceiving is, hey, I don't know what's going to happen next. Oh, she got raped. And you're perceiving it from a different perspective. Where you're like, you're like, that's the 8th rape. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of feel like women can be powerful without having to have a reason that they became powerful, which was their rape. And that happens a lot in that show, where they're like, we're going to make sure this woman can be powerful. Somebody attack her. And I just think, like, ladies got that shit already, and it statistically happens to a lot of us, so it ain't no entertainment fodder.
He could have the source material on which that series is based. That gentleman could have created a world in which, by coincidence as well, if you can fart smoke that kills a guy, he theoretically could have created a world where women and men are not, where that power shift does not exist.
It's just hard to watch. It's not even like I have like some huge political statement where I'm like sitting there going like, this doesn't match my Hillary Clinton love. Like there's nothing to it. It's just hard to watch that stuff. I have to like fast forward through it. It's just not fun to. It doesn't feel like, oh, the stakes are really being ramped up now. I just don't want to look at... And also those actors, it's actually also that I feel for those actors who have to go through that, the gals who are like, that's their job on that day, and they have to be like there's a whole crew, like you do this job enough and you know that there's like a whole crew, and that like they got to set that morning. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. They were in like the Ukraine or whatever, and they were like, okay, so it's like a closed set because like Sansa's got to be nude,
first. Great.
and it's like a whole problem. Yeah, it's just it stresses me out.
There is a distinct lack of dangling dong in that show, right?
Well,
also, like I love to look at penises on screen because I want to know what's going on. How are they attached?
I don't. Okay,
where are the parts?
Mostly crazy glue.
I was really thrown.
Yeah.
You guys know there's
double-sided tape.
If this is a spoiler, fuck you. You shouldn't listen to the podcast.
You're welcome.
Like after what's his boring guy, Kit Harington comes back to life, and Beardy Pants
Beardy Pants.
The thought balloon over Dan Harmon's head. That guy, character of the Wildlings, big Popeye
red beard.
When he goes like, they think you're a god. They think you came back to life. What do you think? I've seen your dick. Nobody that is magic could have a dick like that small. And Cody, like, as fate would have it, because of trying to catch up and falling asleep and stuff, we watched that scene twice. And the second, I was like, I watched, and he said that, he's like, oh, nobody could have a dick like that. And I was like, all right, come on. And Cody was like, that's what you said last time. I didn't remember because I was drunk. I was like, I just think that's funny. It's like, that's the extent of like where Game of Thrones is abrading my sexuality. Is that one barbarian said to some emo guy like, I saw your dick and it's small. And I'm like, take it easy, Game of Thrones. Not cool. We're not dick shaming, all right? I believe dragons are here. I love those titties. I got all the swords and the sorcery.
Is there a Rhode Island equivalent in the Game of Thrones?
But let's not live in a world where a man can just fucking let's not use this genre as license to abuse.
I think we agree on that.
If I was magic and could come back, I'd have any kind of dick I wanted, though. I mean, if I couldn't be killed, what is that?
No, you can't. That's not how it works. It's not Starman. He can't. But
you know,
same body. That's the whole point. That's the thing that offended me. It's like if you had bypass surgery and the guys and the surgeons were like, his dick's small. It's like not cool. Meanwhile, in rape country, are you done raping, Mike? No, I'm behind a shift. All right, I'll help you later. And then TV Guide complains, and I'm like, what's the world coming to? I'm joining your side, is what I'm saying. All right, Game of Thrones. Fuck it. So
yes, I'll watch this with you and Cody.
Yes. Will you please join us tonight?
Sounds fun.
I'll order pop chips. Is that how pop chips are made? Do you order them?
Yes. Yeah, you order.
No, you buy those in a store. I'm not stupid. Wealth hasn't changed me. I know pop chips come from the store. Judge me.
I'm excited to see how wealth functions. This will be fun.
Oh, wealth functions fine, my friend.
Dan, what's the name of a store?
What's better buyer?
Nothing.
Yep, that's a one.
Ask me what a gallon of milk costs. 6 power shards. All right, that's Harmontown. I think we should just end there. Please open your hearts and your viscera to Cameron Esposito for guest comptrolling. Rhea Butcher in her Dustin athletic gear. Heath Cullens, director of Great Minds. Watch for it on YouTube. And Jane, Harmontown Jane. She'll be appearing in guest rooms all across the Las Feliz. Drive fast and take chances. Is that what Jeff says? Spencer! God damn it, Spencer exists. Sorry. Did you get any of that?
It's a good show.